Hey everyone, and welcome to The Deep Dive. Today we're taking a look at something that's, well, it's kind of trendy, but also pretty timeless. Manifestation. Whether you're like, I don't know, gearing up for some big life change or just trying to, improve yourself, or even if you're just kind of curious about how this whole manifesting thing really works.
Right.
This deep dive is for you.
Absolutely.
We're going way beyond just like the buzzwords.
Yeah.
We're going to be breaking down a YouTube script called The Power of Manifestation.
Okay.
To figure out like the real steps to take, and the potential pitfalls and maybe even some surprises.
Right.
Yeah.
What I find so interesting about manifestation is that it really taps into like this human desire that we all have to shape our reality, right? And this script, the source that we're looking at, it acknowledges the kind of mystical elements, but it also like brings it down to earth with some practical steps.
Yeah.
So it's a great foundation for us.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Yeah.
The script says, manifestation is bringing your thoughts, desires, and goals into reality.
Okay.
But it's got to be more than just like, wishful thinking.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think about that?
Absolutely, yeah. It's not just passively wishing for things to like poof appear,
Right.
The script uses this analogy of being a co-creator.
Oh, okay.
So it's like you're working with the universe, not just demanding things from it.
Wow.
It's about aligning your energy and your actions with what you want.
I like that, the co-creator idea.
Yeah.
So then how does this whole like aligning energy thing, like how does that actually work?
Right.
The script talks about the law of attraction and the idea that like attracts like,
Right.
is that like just a new age, concept, or is there something more to it?
That's a really good question. The law of attraction gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
And it can sound, pretty mystical, but if you look at it from like an energy perspective, it starts to make a bit more sense. So think about it like this. Everything in the universe, including our thoughts and emotions, is made up of energy.
Okay.
And that energy is vibrating at different frequencies.
Okay.
And the law of attraction is basically saying that like attracts, like,
Okay.
so the energy that we put out attracts similar energy back to us.
So like if we're always focused on, lack or negativity or what we don't want,
Exactly.
we're actually pulling more of that into our lives.
Yeah, it's like you're sending out this signal to the universe and you're saying, hey, send me more of this.
I want more of this bad stuff.
Right. But if we can shift our focus like to gratitude,
Okay.
positivity, and what we do want,
Right.
we start attracting experiences that, match those higher vibrations.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So then like how do we actually do this manifestation thing?
Right.
The script lays out a 4-step process.
Okay.
Where do we even start?
Well, the first step, and this is super important, is getting really clear on what you want. It's not enough to just say like, I want to be happy.
Right.
Or I want more money. You gotta like get specific.
Yeah.
What does happiness look like to you? Like how much money do you actually want?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with it? The script suggests things like visualization, writing down your goals in detail, or even creating like a vision board.
Okay, I've heard a lot about vision boards.
Yeah.
Is that just about, pretty pictures, or is there something more to it?
I think it's about creating something tangible, right?
Okay.
A tangible representation of what you want.
Yeah.
Something you can see and interact with regularly.
Okay.
So when you see those images and those words every day,
Yeah.
it reinforces your intention, keeps those goals at the front of your mind.
So it's like, planting those seeds in your subconscious.
Exactly.
Reminding yourself what you're working toward.
Exactly. And the more specific you are, the better.
Okay.
It's like giving the universe a really clear blueprint to work with.
Okay, so we've got our clear vision, our blueprint.
Yeah.
What's next?
So step 2 is believing it's possible.
Okay.
And this is where mindset comes in.
Okay.
If you don't truly believe that you can achieve what you want,
Right.
you're basically blocking your own progress.
It's that whole self-sabotage thing.
Exactly.
We tell ourselves we're not good enough, not smart enough,
Right.
not worthy of success.
Yeah.
And those beliefs, those limiting beliefs, just hold us back.
They really do. And the script suggests techniques like affirmations, meditation, and journaling.
Okay.
And that can help you like shift those negative thought patterns and align your beliefs with your desires.
So we've got our clear vision and we're working on believing it's possible.
Right.
But then what? Do we just like sit back and wait for the universe to deliver?
Not quite. That brings us to step 3, which is taking inspired action.
Inspired action.
Yes.
That sounds kind of different from just regular action.
It is.
What's the difference?
It's about aligning your actions with your desires. and being open to the opportunities that show up.
Okay.
It's not about like forcing things or hustling until you burn out.
Right.
It's about listening to your intuition and following like the nudges you get from the universe.
So it's not about like blindly going forward, but more about being in tune with the flow of energy.
Exactly.
And taking steps that feel aligned with your goals.
Exactly. And that leads us to step 4.
Okay.
Which is often the hardest.
Okay.
Letting go and trusting the process.
Oh, surrender.
Yes.
I have a feeling this is where people like really get tripped up.
Yeah.
It's hard to like let go of control.
It is.
Especially when we're really attached to a specific outcome.
It's true, but clinging too tightly to that outcome can actually create resistance.
Right.
It's like sending like a mixed message to the universe.
Oh, okay.
You're saying, I want this, but you're also saying, I don't trust that it's going to happen.
So how do we find that balance between taking action and letting go? It seems like a paradox.
It is a delicate dance.
Yeah.
But the key is to focus on the what you actually want, the outcome.
Okay.
And let go of the how.
Okay.
Trust that the universe has a plan.
Okay.
That's way bigger than you can imagine.
Okay, I'm starting to see how these pieces fit together now.
Yeah.
So we've got the 4 steps. Getting clear on what we want.
Right.
Believing it's possible.
Yeah.
Taking inspired action.
Yes.
And letting go and trusting the process.
Exactly.
But I'm guessing there's some like common mistakes people make.
Oh, yeah.
Along the way.
Absolutely. And the script highlights 3 major ones.
Okay.
That can really sabotage your effort.
Okay, let's hear them.
The first one, and we've kind of touched on this already, is attachment to the outcome.
Right, that clinging too tightly thing.
Exactly.
We get so focused on a specific outcome that we might miss other opportunities.
Yes.
That could be even better.
That are even better than we originally imagined. It's like putting blinders on, and you're limiting the universe's ability to deliver in unexpected ways.
So flexibility and openness are key.
Yes.
What are the other mistakes?
The second mistake is inaction.
Okay.
Remember, manifestation is about co-creation.
Right.
The universe needs something to work with.
So it's not about just sitting on the couch visualizing our dream life and expecting it to magically appear.
Exactly. We got to meet the universe halfway.
Yeah, we got to put in the work.
Yeah, and that's where the inspired action comes in.
Okay.
It's about taking those steps that align with our desires and creating momentum in the right direction.
Got it. Action is important.
Yes.
What's the third mistake?
The third mistake is focusing on lack instead of abundance.
Okay.
So instead of appreciating what we do have and celebrating the wins, we get caught up in what's missing.
Right.
And that sends a message of negativity and scarcity to the universe.
Right. It's like we're always reinforcing that sense of lack.
Exactly.
Which just brings more of the same.
Right. So the script really emphasizes the importance of gratitude and celebrating even small wins.
Okay.
It's about training your mind to focus on the positive and appreciating all the abundance that's already there in your life.
So it's about cultivating that glass half full mentality.
Exactly.
Even when things aren't, perfect.
Exactly. And that shift in perspective can be huge.
Okay.
When it comes to manifestation.
This is all making a lot of sense.
Good.
But do we have any real life examples of this stuff working?
Right.
Does manifestation actually work in practice, or is it just like a bunch of feel-good theory?
There are tons of stories out there of people who have manifested their dreams using these principles. And the script highlights one example that I think our listeners will find really inspiring.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about, the Jim Carrey story.
You got it? Yeah. So before he was famous, Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million.
Wow.
Dated it for Thanksgiving 1995.
Okay.
And carried it in his wallet as a reminder of his goal.
Oh.
And guess what? He hit that goal.
Wow.
Right on target with the release of Dumb and Dumber.
That's amazing.
It is.
It really shows you the power of belief and visualization.
Absolutely. Carrey didn't just wish for success. He took that step writing the check.
Right.
And that solidified his belief and kept that goal front and center.
So he was really embodying that co-creator role.
Yeah.
Taking action and aligning his energy with his desire.
Exactly. And his story is a powerful reminder that anything is possible when we combine belief, action, and a clear vision.
This is all so fascinating. I'm sure our listeners are ready to start putting these principles into practice.
I bet they are.
Well, the script actually offers a quick and easy exercise
Right.
to get started.
It takes a few minutes,
Yeah.
but it can be a really powerful way to set your intentions and start aligning your energy with your desires.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Let's dive into that exercise in part 2 of our deep dive into manifestation.
Sounds good.
Stay tuned.
All right. Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, as we dig into this whole manifestation thing,
Yeah.
it's clear that it's not just about like attracting material things, you know,
Right.
like a dream job or a bigger house.
Right. It feels much bigger than that.
It does.
Like, it's more about like creating a life that really aligns with like who you are deep down.
Yeah, your authentic self.
Yeah. Manifesting experiences, relationships,
Yeah.
even like personal growth.
Exactly. It's about becoming like the best version of yourself.
Right.
And that can include so many things.
And speaking of becoming the best version of ourselves,
Yes.
that kind of brings us to another like really important piece of this puzzle.
Uh-huh.
Overcoming those pesky limiting beliefs. Ah, yes, those sneaky little voices in our heads
Right.
telling us we're not good enough, not smart enough.
Right. Not worthy.
Yeah, they can really mess with our manifesting.
They can like totally throw a wrench in the whole process.
They can be like roadblocks on the way to our goals.
So how do we even begin to like tackle those limiting beliefs?
Right.
Do we just try to like ignore them?
Well, I think the first step is awareness.
Okay.
We need to like shine a light on those thoughts and really look at them.
Okay.
What are the patterns?
Yeah.
What triggers those beliefs?
Okay.
And once we've identified them,
Yeah.
then we can start to challenge them.
So it's like putting those beliefs on trial.
Exactly.
Are they really based on evidence?
Right.
Or are they just like old programming from our past?
Exactly. Often those beliefs come from things that happened in childhood.
Okay.
Or like societal conditioning.
Yeah.
Or past failures.
Okay.
But just because we've carried them for a long time doesn't mean they're true.
That's a good point. We can get so stuck in those old ways of thinking
Right.
without even realizing they're not doing us any good.
Yeah.
The script mentions affirmations briefly
Right.
as a way to kind of combat those limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
But are there other techniques we can use to like reprogram those negative thought loops?
Oh, absolutely. Affirmations are a great place to start.
Okay.
But there are a lot of other tools we can explore,
Right.
like cognitive behavioral therapy, for example.
Right.
It gives you a structured approach to identifying and challenging those negative thoughts
Uh-huh.
and replacing them with more positive and realistic ones.
I've heard of cognitive behavioral therapy. Isn't that usually used in therapy?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But a lot of the principles can be applied in our daily lives.
Yeah.
It's all about becoming more aware of our thoughts
Okay.
and choosing to focus on the ones that empower us.
Okay, so we're becoming aware of our limiting beliefs.
Right.
And we're challenging and reframing them.
Yes.
What else can we do to create a more supportive internal environment for manifestation?
One of the most powerful things is to cultivate self-love
Okay.
and worthiness.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If we don't think we deserve good things,
Right.
it's going to be hard to like manifest them. Yeah.
Absolutely. Self-love is the foundation
Yeah.
for everything else.
Okay.
When we love and accept ourselves,
Yeah.
flaws and all,
Yeah.
we open ourselves up to receive all the good things.
It's like sending a signal to the universe
Exactly.
saying, hey, I'm ready and worthy to receive all the abundance you have.
Exactly. But how do we cultivate self-love
Yeah.
if we've struggled with it?
Right. Exactly.
It's a journey.
yeah.
It takes time and effort, but it starts with small steps.
Okay.
It might be practicing self-care,
Okay.
setting healthy boundaries,
Yep.
speaking kindly to ourselves,
Uh.
or surrounding ourselves with people who lift us up.
So it's about treating ourselves with
Yeah.
the same compassion and understanding that we would offer to a close friend.
Exactly. And speaking of supportive people,
Yeah.
that brings us to another important aspect
Okay.
that often gets overlooked.
Okay.
Community.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
We don't have to do this alone.
We do not
Right.
surrounding ourselves with people who get it,
Yeah.
who believe in our dreams
Uh-huh.
and support our journey.
Yeah.
It can make a world of difference.
It really can.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad,
Right.
cheering you on every step of the way.
I mean, see how that would be so helpful
Yeah.
when we like share our goals and intentions with others.
Right.
It creates like a sense of accountability
Yeah.
and momentum.
Exactly.
And just knowing we have people in our corner who believe in us
Yeah.
can give us that courage to keep going
Absolutely.
when things get tough.
And it's not just about receiving support, it's about giving it too.
Yeah.
When we celebrate each other's successes and offer encouragement during setbacks,
Right.
we create a ripple effect of positivity.
It's like we're all co-creating a more supportive
Yeah.
and abundant reality.
Yes.
Not just for ourselves, but for everyone around us.
That it reminds us that we're all connected and our individual journeys are part of something bigger.
Speaking of journeys, the script talks about the importance of trusting the universe's timing.
Right.
But I know from personal experience, this can be a tough one to master.
It requires a level of surrender
Yeah.
that can be challenging.
You really can.
We live in a world that values speed and efficiency.
Right.
So it can be hard to let go of control and trust that things will happen in their own time.
So how do we cultivate that patience
Right.
and trust?
Well, one way is to shift our focus
Okay.
from the destination to the journey.
Okay.
Life is happening right now,
Right.
not just when we achieve that big goal.
Right.
So finding ways to enjoy the process, appreciate the lessons,
Yeah.
and celebrate the small wins along the way can make a big difference.
It's about finding joy in the present moment
Exactly.
instead of chasing after some future happiness.
Exactly. And when we can find fulfillment in the journey,
Yeah.
the destination becomes even sweeter when we get there.
You know, I'm realizing this whole manifestation thing is like a lot more nuanced
It is.
than I initially thought.
Yeah.
It's not just about wishing for things and hoping they'll magically appear.
Right.
It's about mindset, action, energy,
Yeah.
and a whole lot of trust.
It's a holistic approach
Yeah.
to creating the life we want.
Right.
And it requires us to show up as our best selves.
This has been so insightful.
I'm right.
Like really inspired to start using these principles in my own life.
I'm glad to hear that. And speaking of putting things into practice,
Yeah.
remember that quick exercise the script mentioned?
Oh, yeah. The one where we take a few deep breaths,
Yes.
visualize our desire, and write it down as an affirmation.
Exactly. It's simple but powerful.
Yeah.
It's a great way to set our intentions and align our energy with what we want.
Should we walk our listeners through that exercise now?
Absolutely.
All right.
It's a great way to end this part.
Okay.
And give our listeners a tool to start experimenting.
Okay, so for those of you listening, find a comfortable position and take a few deep breaths.
Just relax.
Yeah.
Let go of any tension.
Now close your eyes and bring to mind one thing
Yeah.
that you really want to manifest in your life.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
A new job, a loving relationship,
A healthier body.
a creative project.
Yeah.
Whatever you're passionate about.
As you focus on your desire, visualize it as if it's already happening.
See yourself living that reality.
Yeah.
Feel the emotions.
Yeah.
Hear the sounds. Smell the scents.
Engage all your senses
Make it real.
and remember to visualize it in the present tense,
Yes.
like it's already yours.
So instead of saying, I want to travel the world,
All right.
say, I am so grateful to be experiencing the wonders of the world.
Okay, now open your eyes and grab a pen and paper
Write down an affirmation that reflects your desire.
in the present tense.
Yes. So
Yeah.
you might write, I am so grateful for my thriving business.
Right.
Or, I am surrounded by loving and supportive relationships.
As you write, like
Yeah.
feel those emotions of gratitude and joy
Yes.
as if it's already happened.
Keep that affirmation somewhere. You'll see it often.
Okay.
And repeat it throughout the day.
Okay.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
trust that the universe is working behind the scenes
Okay.
to make it happen.
This is a great place to start
Yeah,
for anyone who's new to manifestation.
it is.
But in part 3 of our deep dive, we'll explore some more advanced techniques
We will.
for like really amplifying our manifesting power
Right.
and navigating those challenges
Yeah.
that pop up along the way.
It's all part of the process.
Stay with us. Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, as we kind of wrap up our look at manifestation, I'm feeling super energized, like by all the practical stuff we've talked about.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing how this concept, that might seem kind of, out there at first.
Right.
It actually uses real principles of mindset and action and energy.
Right.
It's about taking control and shaping your reality,
Yeah.
not just waiting for things to happen.
Exactly. And in this last part, we're going to dive into some extra techniques
Okay.
that can help, like boost your manifesting power
Right.
and deal with those bumps in the road.
Right. Because let's face it,
Yeah.
manifestation isn't always like smooth sailing.
No, it's not a magic wand.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
So how do we handle those tough moments?
Yeah.
The script we've been looking at, it doesn't really cover this.
Right.
But I'm curious, like, what do you think? What can we do to stay on track when we hit those roadblocks?
Well, one really powerful technique is to like shift your focus from what's not happening
Okay.
to what is happening.
Okay.
Remember that gratitude practice?
Yeah.
That can be really helpful when you're feeling down.
Right. Because even when things aren't going like exactly to plan,
Right.
there's always something to be grateful for.
There is.
Like your health, your loved ones,
Yeah.
a nice day.
A good cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Just finding those little things can really shift your energy
Yeah.
and bring you back into alignment.
And another helpful thing is to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth.
Oh, that's good.
Instead of seeing obstacles as like dead ends,
Right.
what can you learn from the situation?
Exactly.
How can this experience, make you stronger or more resilient?
Exactly. It's like turning a stumbling block into a stepping stone.
And speaking of stepping stones,
Yeah.
the script briefly talks about, trusting the universe's timing.
Right.
But I know this can be a really hard one for a lot of people.
It is. It's the ultimate surrender.
Yeah.
Letting go of control
Yeah, it is.
and trusting that things will happen when they're supposed to.
But that's easier said than done, right?
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes it feels like the universe is moving so slowly,
Yeah.
especially when we're like really excited to see our desires manifest.
I know.
So how do we cultivate that patience and trust?
One way is to focus on enjoying the ride
Okay.
rather than obsessing over the destination.
Right.
Remember, life is happening now,
Yeah.
not just when we reach that goal.
Okay.
So finding ways to celebrate those little wins,
Yeah.
appreciate the lessons,
Yeah.
and find joy in the present moment.
It's like that saying, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey.
Exactly.
And when we can find joy in the journey,
Right.
the destination becomes even better
Yeah.
when we get there.
And when you start feeling impatient, just remind yourself
Yeah.
that the universe is working for you,
Okay.
even if you can't see it yet.
Oh, yeah.
Trust that things are happening,
Okay.
even if it doesn't look like it.
So it's like having faith that the seeds we've planted are growing,
Exactly.
even if we can't see the sprouts yet.
And speaking of seeds,
Okay.
this brings us to another powerful technique. The script doesn't really mention visualization.
Oh, visualization.
Yes.
It's like making a movie in your mind
Right.
of your dream reality.
Exactly.
But how does it actually work?
Well, your brain doesn't really know the difference
Right.
between real and imagined experiences.
Right.
So when you really vividly picture something,
Yeah.
your brain reacts the same way as if it was really happening.
Wow.
So this creates a strong, imprint
Okay.
that can help attract that reality into your life.
So it's like we're sending a signal to the universe.
Yes.
Like, this is what I want. Make it happen.
Exactly. And the stronger your visualization,
Yeah.
the stronger the signal.
Okay.
It's like a magnet
Okay.
pulling your desires towards you.
This reminds me of that study with basketball players,
Yeah.
the ones who visualized making free throws. They actually got better in real life.
It's like mental rehearsal for
Right.
the real thing.
And visualization isn't just about seeing things in your mind.
It's not. It's about using all your senses.
Okay.
Feeling the emotions, hearing the sounds, even smelling the scents.
So if you're visualizing living in your dream home,
Yes.
you might imagine walking through the rooms, feeling the carpet under your feet, smelling fresh baked cookies,
Right.
hearing your family laughing.
The more real you make it,
Yeah.
the more powerful it becomes.
And you can even use affirmations
Yes.
while you're visualizing.
Exactly. Like, I am so grateful for my beautiful home,
Right.
or I am living my dream life in this space.
And speaking of energy,
Yes.
this takes us to another interesting part of manifestation that the script mentions, but doesn't really explain
Right.
the idea of our vibrational frequency.
Yes. So basically,
Yeah.
everything is energy.
Yeah.
And that energy vibrates
Yeah.
at different frequencies.
Oop.
Our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs, they all have a frequency.
So it's like the law of attraction again, right?
It is.
Like attracts, like
Exactly.
if you're vibrating at a high frequency
Yeah.
of joy and gratitude and love,
Yes.
we attract more of that.
Right. And if we're stuck in low frequency emotions like
Yeah.
fear and doubt,
Right.
we attract more of that too.
So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts.
No.
It's about really feeling those positive emotions.
Exactly.
That's what raises our vibration.
It
and
does.
helps us manifest.
And there are so many ways to raise your vibration.
Yeah, like what?
Spending time in nature,
Okay.
listening to music you love,
Yeah.
practicing gratitude,
Okay.
doing things that bring you joy.
Being around positive people.
Yes, it's all about feeling good.
This whole deep dive has been amazing.
It has.
We've covered so much.
We have.
From the basics of manifestation to more advanced techniques.
Right.
But before we go, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier, the importance of self-love.
Ah, yes, the foundation.
It's so essential for manifestation.
It is.
Because when we truly love and accept ourselves, we become open to receiving all the good stuff.
It's like we're telling the universe, hey, I deserve good things.
Exactly. And that self-worth, attracts those good things to us.
And self-love isn't about being perfect.
No.
It's about embracing our flaws, forgiving ourselves, and being kind to ourselves.
It's about knowing we are worthy.
Yes.
No matter what.
And when we love ourselves, it shines outward and creates more positivity in the world.
I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive.
I think so too.
I hope our listeners feel inspired to create the lives they want.
Remember, you have the power.
Yes, you do.
It all starts with you.
So go out there, embrace the journey, and trust the universe.
This has been The Deep Dive.
Until next time, keep diving.